From appropriately enough, we're going to check in now with Michael O'Sullivan, who started the week off in the best possible fashion for Barry Conlon on Marine Nationale, and I set the bar very high in terms of quality, both in terms of the horses on show and the riding performances. Michael, good morning.
Morning, Nick. Thanks very much for having me on.
Not at all. There is some quite intense inter-county rivalry as well. I was privy to that quite a lot last week.
Yeah, it's a big thing, Cork Waterford. I suppose there's a lot of pointing around Cork Waterford as well. So, no, there's a big rivalry there. It's hurling and everything else as well.
Just before we talk about Marine Nationale, obviously a debut festival winner for you, but I want to talk about your own family and how many O'Sullivans have been successful at Cheltenham down the years as well. How important was it for you to join them all, Eugene and Willie and Maxine and everybody else?
Yeah, it was brilliant. Look, I suppose I grew up listening to stories of Dad's winner there in '91, and Eugene trained it, and my grandfather owned and bred it. So, and then obviously I was there when Maxine won a couple of years ago. So, it was great to say I've been there and done it as well.
Now, I want to ask a little about Barry Conlon when you first met Barry, because he's told the story from his point of view. I haven't heard it from you.
I suppose I rode for Barry in a point-to-point. He had a horse in training with Alan Fleming. All the time waits for no one. He ran an open lightweight. That was my first ride for him. I was second, and then I rode the horse in Hunter's Chase. I was second on him in Down Partick, and I met Barry that day. That was my first time meeting him. And then last May, he just had Marine Nationale entered in a bumper. And I was just flicking through the entries at home one day, and I said I'd give him a text. I thought he'd know stable amateur, and I had nothing to lose. So, he very kindly let me ride him, and yeah, that's where it all started.
So it was just a bit of off-the-cuff opportunism.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think I was actually out milking the cows with my father. We were bringing them in. It was taking ages, and I just went down looking through the entries, and yes, it was a worthwhile text.
It was one of those great sliding doors moments when you got on Marine Nationale when he first run under rules. What was your feedback when you came in?
Yeah, look, he was very, very impressive. It went very smoothly, and it was just one of them things that it went so easily. You're kind of questioning yourself, how good was it? It was just a turn of foot he showed when the man driving the van came up and he's outside, and he just quickened away again. And I kind of thought, well, I'm sitting on something a bit different here. Look, I suppose I hadn't sat in the proper Grade 1 horses in a race before, so I couldn't come in and say that, but I think it took us all by surprise a small bit. Even Barry was just hoping he'd been the first 3 or 4 that day, but I came in and look, I just said, you've a very nice horse in your hands, and thanks for letting me ride him.
Excellent. Master of the understatement as well. We've seen how good he is. We saw it in the Royal Bond. He was devastating on Tuesday. Now, in the lead up to the race, Barry was on this show when we were at the DRF, clearly singing your praises, giving you loads of confidence, telling us how good you are, but has also told everybody in the lead up to Cheltenham how he's got the 2 best horses in the races, and short of saying they're absolute certainties, he's said they're absolute certainties. How did that make you feel?
Yeah, look, I suppose it comes with an element of pressure. He wasn't afraid to put his chest out. I suppose he's in the luxury that he's no owners or anyone to answer to, it's only himself, so he's able to do that, and the horses were fitting well at home. So look, I was confident as well. Obviously, as I said, there's a lot of pressure that comes with it, and you're just hoping everything goes right, but I know the horses so well, and yeah, look, I was confident enough that if they were good enough, that I'd be good enough, and thank God we came away at 1 anyway.
Yeah, talking of confidence, when Paul Townend skipped a couple ahead on Facile Vega, what are you thinking at that moment, particularly knowing who it is in front of you, what the race is, and what you got underneath you?
Yeah, look, I was very happy coming down the hill. I thought I'd him covered, and I suppose I got a small bit worried when he got that gap between Aidan and Darrell, and he just quickened through it. That turning in, he stretched me a small bit, but look, I was confident enough that I just had to give my horse a chance and take a breath. And coming to the last, I was very, very happy I had him covered. It was just a matter of getting from A to B, and the horse was mightily impressive. He won quite easily, really. even on that ground. Like, he'd be better again on better ground. So he wasn't really having much of a blow after the race. He didn't have a hard race. So look, I'm just very, very lucky to be on his back.
Is he pure pace for you?
Yeah, he is pure pace, but he stays too. He gallops right through the line both days. I wouldn't be afraid of going up and trip with him at all. But yeah, the gears and the way he travels so easily, it's mightily impressive. And he's a brilliant jumper as well. He's just very, very good in every attribute he has. He's so clever, the horse. Like, you can nearly talk to him. He's that smart. And you could see him walking back down. He was just taking it all in. But no, he's just a pleasure to be around.
Dare I say, he's got a hint of the. I'm not making comparisons, but he's got a hint of the Constitution Hills about him in the way he's walking back in there, just kind of totally chilled. Didn't seem to be phased walking around the paddock beforehand. Relaxed through the race, quickened up smartly. Are there any flaws in him?
No, he's amazing. As you said, there's a hint of Constitution Hill about him. I think the times of the races were quite similar as well. So I haven't found a flaw yet in it.
Goodland ran okay in the Ballymore. Do you think he's better than he showed?
Yeah, definitely. Look, I was happy with my position throughout the race, but I was never really happy with the horse. He felt a bit flat. He didn't jump or travel as well as he can do, and he had a good blow after. So I think he had a small bit of snot in his nose yesterday morning. So maybe he was just coming down with something, because he was in great form leading up. That look, he was there a day more than Marine was. So he might have just took his toll, but I'm sure he'll go out in grass now. But he still ran a very, very solid race, and he rode a very good race. So for him to run as well as he did and not be 100%, I still think he's a proper horse, and he's one to look forward to next year over fences.
You had Paul Townend and Ampere Pass quite a long way in front of you here. If Marie Nationale met Ampere Pass over 2 miles, would you be confident of coming out on top?
Oh yeah, definitely. It would be a good race, all right. It'll be interesting. So maybe someday in the future, maybe in Punchestown, we might see it. But
yeah, definitely was the answer I think we wanted. The surprise package to some came in the shape of Jazzy Matty in the Boodles. It was a thrilling finish. Did you go into the race with great expectations, or not particularly?
Not sure. I thought he had a nice lightweight and he had a good each way chance, and everyone, Darren Tracy, who looks after him at Gordon, said he was in great form at home. I suppose I went into the race just hoping for the best, really, and a clean run round. It's a messy race, so Gordon said beforehand he thought he had a nice chance. So look, he actually won nicely. I'd have been kicking myself after if I got beaten on him, but no, he's a lovely horse for the future as well, and it was very grateful to Gordon and the Browns for letting me on him.
And a week in which you rode for Gordon and had a winner for him, that you rode several times for Willie Mullins. You've had your winner for Barry Conlon as well, which I guess is so important given the faith he's shown in you. How did it feel to be an absolutely central part of the action, right from the word go to the final race?
Yeah, look, it's amazing. It's where you want to be, and it's where you've been working towards since you started riding horses. So look, to be getting them sort of rides and to be able to deliver was special. And I suppose you just get greedy then and you want more. I was dying to get another one after Tuesday. So no, it was amazing to be part of the week, and hopefully it won't be the last time.
Mikey, congratulations. Can't wait to see Marie Nationale again. Thanks so much for talking to us.
Thanks very much, Nick.
Mikey O'Sullivan, what a talent.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.